let's have a look at alternation and at the use of parentheses to constrain some parts of the regex and what happens if we do not use parentheses there. So in this case, we will have an example of names for the street, and sometimes we write, if the street is called first, we can write first street, first lowercase street, then using the digit 1, first street with uppercase S, and first street with lowercase s. And our goal here is to write a regular expression to match all the 4 strings here. So let's have a look at what are the different parts that we can find in those 2 strings, for example. As you can see, the first is the same, and the only difference is the first letter of the second word. It is lowercase or uppercase. And we already know how to match that, right? So using character classes, we can define what we want to match. And in this case, it is a lowercase s or an uppercase s. Note that, once again, I will repeat myself, but a character class only matches one character. So it will just match this one, for example, in the first string, this one, or this one. So our idea here, our goal is to write some regular expression such that when it comes to this part, the second word, we can use this character class to find the S and follow with the street. So now it matches everything here, right? But we want to match the whole strings. And how can we do it? Of course, let's see how we first match the first words. First with the digit. Let's see what are the differences between the word and this representation. As you can see, the end of the word st is the same end of this representation, which is st2, right? So once again, as we did with the street, we can write st, and it will match both st's, this one and those two, those two and those two. Ignore the other ones. And now we need to somehow match the fur or one. And can we use a character class here? I'm not sure, because we only can match one character per character class, right? And in this case, we want to match 3 characters, F, I, and R, or just 1 digit. That doesn't sound very simple here to use character classes, and that's where the alternation comes in. Alternation is basically an OR operator. So you write something and you use alternation, and you write something else, and it will define, hey, match this something or match this something. And this actually allows to not just match one character at a time, but match strings, which is very good. It is let's say, an improvement for a character class. And let's see how we can do it. So we want to match fur, and then this represents an OR, and now we want to match OR 1. All right. So in this case, we match fur, or we also match 1. Great. So what do you think we could do to match everything? Would it be to add st to our regex, space, and then use our character class for s, and then add street? Let's try that. What will happen? So st space, our character class, and street. Strange. It only matched those 2. So maybe our alternation doesn't actually understand what we want to do here. And that's actually correct. That it's what is happening here, because alternation does everything on the left or everything on the right. And we can actually use parentheses to delimit what alternation will use on the left and on the right. So parentheses, by the way, are other sort of meta characters in regex, and they can be written like this. So if we define the parentheses on the outside of the whole regex, nothing will change, as you can see. It will continue to match only the second and the third, the third and the fourth string. But what we really want is a NOR between fur and the digit 1. So let's move the second parenthesis after the 1. Oh, perfect. So this time, this regex reads as, hey, match fur or 1, then match character S, character T, a space, then you can match either lowercase or uppercase s, and then match TREET. Great, that is what we wanted. And you might wonder, why would we use character class here? And that's definitely not required. We can substitute this by an alternation, S or S. So lowercase or uppercase, and it will work too. The character classes are mostly used when you want to match just one character. So you could use this, it is not a problem at all. But a character class is used to match just one character, so you might want to use that instead. While on the other hand, you want to use alternation along with parentheses to match a string or maybe a digit sequence or anything else that is more than one character. All right, we are doing very well. This is a good start for us, and let's see what we can find out in the next lesson.